Hello and welcome again to investingsuccess.ca and another of our short video presentations in which we look at the financial markets, human emotion, and astrology. In this week's brief video, I'm going to take a look at how to analyze a new moon event, and I'm going to take a look at how to do so in the context of the McWhirter methodology. And the McWhirter methodology, of course, was outlined in Louise McWhirter's 1938 classic piece of work, The Theory of Stock Market Forecasting. Now, the first step in doing so is to create, of course, your horoscope or your zodiac chart at the date of the new moon. And you see that I've done that here. The new moon occurs at 12 degrees of Libra, and all of the other planets are then visible in the horoscope. And so once you get your horoscope wheel created, the McWhirter methodology calls for one final adjustment. Now, I create my horoscope wheels with a program called SolarFire Gold, and it allows me with great ease to make this final adjustment that McWhirter calls for. The adjustment you have to make is you have to shift the house positions so that the cusp of the first house, or the ascendant, lines up to 14 degrees of Cancer. Why 14 Cancer? Well, 14 of Cancer is the ascendant position of the New York Stock Exchange in its natal birth chart in 1792. And so once you've got the house positions adjusted, the next step in the McWhirter methodology says to look for residents of the 10th house. So here you can see on October 4th, the one resident in the 10th house happens to be Uranus. We therefore say that Uranus is a key planet to watch for during the coming lunar cycle that commences on October 4th. So with the 10th house being looked at, the next step is to see what other planets, if any, make hard aspects, or any aspects for that matter, to the position of the new moon. We can see here that we have Pluto making a 90-degree aspect to the position of the new moon. Take a look closer and you'll see that Pluto, Uranus, and the lunation position form together a T-square. Very, very interesting formation, which will have implications for the coming lunar cycle. And we see here that Venus is 45 degrees to the lunation, so it becomes a key planet to watch as well. Mars and Neptune always are key planets to watch for in any lunar month by virtue of the fact that they figure very prominently in the birth chart of the New York Stock Exchange dating back to the late 1700s. And so with that work all done, what we are left with then is a list of key planets that we should be watching for during the coming lunar cycle. In the case of the October 4th new moon, our key planets to watch for will be Neptune, Mars, Uranus, Pluto, and Venus. And so with our list of key planets compiled, we say that what we're going to be looking for during the coming lunar month is for events such as Mercury, Moon, Venus, maybe even Mars, to transit past the position of these various key planets. We're going to be looking for events such as Mercury, Moon, Venus, possibly Mars, to transit past and make conjunctions to 24 degrees of Pisces, which is the natal MC position of the New York Stock Exchange. We're going to be looking for these faster moving bodies to transit past 14 of Cancer, which is the natal ascendant position of the New York Stock Exchange. We're going to be looking for that period of time when Mercury is retrograde in the coming lunar cycle. We're going to be looking for the full moon later in the lunar cycle. And lastly, we're going to be looking for the Sun-Jupiter 90-degree aspect, which will also occur during this lunar cycle. Now, when I say we're going to be looking for these events to occur, what exactly do I mean by that? Well, as these events occur, typically what we see is a response or a reaction in human emotion. That response generally will correlate to an increase in volatility on the New York Stock Exchange, the Dow, the S&P. It might even translate into a change of trend, possibly a short-term change in trend, possibly the beginning of a longer-term change in trend. And so as traders, it is this increase in volatility, this potential for a trend change triggered by human emotion, triggered by planetary aspects that we're going to be watching for. And really, that's all that Louise McWhirter did, and that's all that she espoused in her 1938 classic piece of work. And so that brings me to an end of today's video. As always, you can find us on investingsuccess.ca. You can find us on our blogs at astrologicaltrading.wordpress.com. If social media happens to be where you like to find people and connect with people, you can find me on LinkedIn. You can find me on Twitter. And I've even created now a little Facebook page describing investing success and who we are and what we do. Have a great week, everyone, and great trading. Take care.